Hi, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. Good evening. I wanted to talk especially due to the fact that we've had some drama on our hilltop of late, and it's all been surrounding meeting in person. Well, for one thing, the people that have met in person have their own lives and their own choices to make, and for those people, we've had a few people who have said you must help Alfred and protect him, and protect him about his bank account and about his relationship and all of that. There's only a limit. There's a limited amount that we can do for Alfred. He's a bright man. He's not stupid. Don't be taken in by the fact that he evidently has some issues about walking. He has a hip problem, as many people his age have. He's 63 years old. We've tried to help him as much as we can, but it's not for us to actually, in spite of how it may seem, it's not for us to guide or to influence or direct, even though we express a very keen interest in what is happening. Well, that's what we do. We make videos. But let's look at the whole idea of someone, an expat, coming out here and meeting his Filipina for the first time. Well, unlike the two, well, I guess Mike had spent some time he has spent some time texting and being on the phone, video phones and Skype and all of that. So he put some time in, yes. And then when he came out here, he met Lena, and then, well, I'm sure that you know all about that. We don't need to go into all of that again, except very roughly. Well, anyway, so what happens when you, as an expat, you come out here and for the first time you meet your lady? Well, evidently, if you have seen her on video chat, unless it has been one of those situations where she really wasn't very honest about what she looked like, or you had been deceived, and then when you finally saw her, it was nothing like what you had been led to believe. Unless it's that, you will already have decided that she is someone that you are attracted to. And let's face it, as you look at someone and talk to them and just keep on exchanging with them and sharing your life, each of you sharing your life together on video, you are going to find attachments happening. So then when you come, it gets down to body chemistry, and as I say, if you each have decided that your other is someone that you feel attracted to, the chemistry is going to happen. Now, the thing is, you mustn't be fooled by this. It's not just about the physical chemistry. Let's face it, men are notorious for being able to have a fleeting relationship with someone based on nothing more than physical chemistry. I think they're called one-night stands. And men are notorious for that. And women are. Some women are too. That they will be so attracted to someone that they give it all up right at the beginning, and then everything from there may well be downhill. Now you come and you find that you are very attractive. You need to really give yourself a little time. The lady especially needs to have a little time, not to give everything up right at the beginning and then there's nothing left to give up. So and I'm using the word give it up because I've heard it in America. Oh, you got it. Oh, the women will say, oh, you're giving it up. So maybe that's not such a good, maybe it's not such a good way of saying it. But anyway, I'd half expected that I would be video jacked by this time, but she seems to be engrossed in editing, so I'm going to give her a call.
What?
What do you say about this in particular, honey? Because this is something that you've talked about before.
What's that?
Well, about when expats come here, and let's say that they've found a lot of attraction in the person that they've been communicating with, and then what happens? Do they jump into bed with the person or not?
I think it depends on, right? It depends on the values of a Filipina, you know? Because when Terence first met, I didn't jump in, right?
No, you didn't. I tried.
I think it depends on, you know, because there's a love, there's an attractions. Sometimes there's an attractions, but there's no love. Right? What do you call that? The flesh, call of the flesh.
Lust.
Yeah.
That's called
you got
lust.
me?
Yeah, I already.
Sometimes you just said, oh, she's so beautiful. He's so handsome. You know.
She's hot. Yeah.
But, like that. He's so hot. He's so nice body, like that. But I think it depends on the values that you have. Because sometimes we have different beliefs that I want to give myself to the man that I'm gonna marry, right? I just want to surrender myself to the one that can I call husband, right? But it depends on, because sometimes we made mistakes, right? It's normal, right?
Yes.
It's normal that sometimes we thought that that's the right guy. We thought that, oh, he's the one, right? That's why sometimes
sometimes you hope.
Yeah, your hope is, that's why sometimes we just say that expectation high, what do you call it? What did you say?
Well,
Hopes high.
sometimes your expectations can be high, and your hopes are not even thought of.
Yes, so that's why in both foreigner and Filipina, sometimes I'm teaching it.
Well, to keep your hopes high and your expectations low.
In both parties, just know each other first. Just know each other first, and at the same time, if you think that he's the right one and you feel in love with that person, then it's up to you whether you want to go to the flow or not, or wait for the right time, right? But life is too short.
That's true.
Enjoy, because maybe possible tomorrow you cannot wake up, or possible tomorrow you will not able to say to that person that to the person that you love him or you love her. Got it? Or maybe in the next tomorrow, you cannot able to hug him or hug her or kiss him or kiss her, right?
Yep, sometimes you miss the boat.
Yes. But as I said, it depends on, because sometimes there are some relationship that you thought, I think they're perfect couple. I think they're good to each other, right? But at the end of the day, we're wrong, right? At the end of the day, the true color reveals, so that's why sometimes it's just ended up nasty.
Well, I think that maybe one of the other challenging things that can happen is if you come out here unattached and then meet someone here, and that can be a challenge as well, because there you get to see the physical chemistry and experience that right up front. I'm not saying that you leap into bed with the person straight away. I'm just saying that I've spoken to people that shook hands with their future partner, and just in shaking hands they felt something that was almost electrical. So it happens at times, and actually it was very fast with you and I, wasn't it?
Now we've just been talking, right? If you're following our love story, we've just been talking, and I think in that time we both need each other, right? We both need each other to comfort each other, and that's why the relationship worked out very well. We just met for just for the whole night. So we've been talking. The next day, Terence going back
It
to
was the night.
yeah.
It
night
was
of
the day
earthquake.
of the earthquake in Cebu, and I was at a hotel, and the hotel went through the entire night. Every few minutes, every 10 minutes or so, the alarm went off. It had an alarm system in the hotel, which would tell of the aftershocks, and so we were in and out aftershock, and then come back in, and we sit in the reception or something, and then another aftershock. The alarm would go off, and they throw us out in the front of the street. So, yeah, we didn't get to do the deed on the first night, and the next morning I left Cebu the next morning.
Yeah, he
But
left
then
Cebu.
after that,
We've been communicating, we've been communicating every morning. Terence call, and then we've been texting. Even if I'm in the job, he's been texting, and then when after my duty hour, he's been calling. Are you home now? What are you doing? Right. So constant communications, open communications that we have. Sometimes I fall asleep and I just realize that Terence is still talking in the other line.
I'm a riveting conversationalist.
I'm just sleeping, and then I just put loud the what do you call that, speaker. So I put the phone on my pillow, and then I just fall asleep. But
Yes,
that relation, I think, and as I said that time, we both need each other, right? We've been swacked together, But as I said in other videos, communication is very important in the relationship to grow, because you have something to talk about, right? So Terence has been talking although we have different, he's been talking about his life in the music, and I'm not really into it, right? But when he's talking about his fast life, about his exes, like that, I'm interested to know about his life in
Actually,
America and UK.
I didn't talk very much about my exes.
You dead.
That's a no-no. Don't talk about your exes. You asked me.
I am the one who asked
You
him.
asked me.
And I said, why it didn't work? And I said, But then later,
I said, what?
I said, like that.
What does that
It's
mean,
about-
honey?
it's
This is new to me now. What?
It's about like you're thinking, right? But
I'm
later,
thinking.
yeah. But later on, if the more I know him, the more I admire him as a person. Got it? So again, to all Filipina foreigner relationship, I know it's the same with Filipino relationship versus Filipina relationship. It's the same. But the most important is respect. The most important is open communications. No secrets at all. Because once there's a secret hide in the relationship, and the other person, the other parties knows it. For example, the woman or the man knows, the husband or the wife knows that there's some hidden secret, then it's really, it really crack the relationship.
Yeah.
And
agree
I
with
always, as I said on our other videos, once the glass is broke, no matter whatever you're gonna put it to make it into the whole glass, it's not the same, because there's already a gap in the relationship. It's like a paper, right? It's just like a paper.
Now, don't destroy something.
If you crumple the paper, no matter what you're gonna try to plane it, you cannot see that there's a difference, right?
Yeah.
And I always say that to Terence, right? What did I say to you?
I forgot. You said many things.
I remember when we first married to Terence, and I said to Terence, once I got something that I don't like, that you hide to me, or you made mistake to me, I'm gonna scramble your head. But I love this man. Yes, so again, please like,
I'm under
comment,
threat
and
of a
subscribe.
scrambled
Have a
head.
good day. Thank you so much, and God bless. Bye-bye. It's finished, right?
Thanks for being in. There are challenges in every relationship, and as soon as you bring in a difference in culture, then it requires a lot more patience, and I think that's probably the key. Don't forget to like, and eventually you will be able to comment and subscribe. You can subscribe now, of course. Bye for now.